Hey, what's going on? Sean here, and you're looking good. Welcome to my channel, Hearthside. Today we're going to do my favorite Halloween fragrances of all time. I was going to do just 5 because, 1, 2, 3, where my 5 ends, like my 5 are rock solid. The other ones are like, but you know, typically one would do a top 10. So I'm going to do a top 10, but you'll see a clear cutoff between how much I love the first 5 and the other 5 are good, but not my favorites. But just for the sake of showing you what I have in my collection. You're looking good. I love you guys. Let me know what your favorite Halloween fragrances are of all time. I tend to not like Kringle's nonsense, Goose Creek, Yankee, like violet leaves and paper, parchment. That's not Halloween. And Kringle makes some of the worst in my opinion. But let's get right into it. Reel it in. We'll get a sip. My brain's a little fried from reviewing candles, so this will be a nice break. Number 10 is Pumpkinhead from Witch City Wicks. I don't like the CEO, but this is a really good fragrance. It's this pumpkin-y, brown sugar, buttery, molasses. It's just amazingness. Now, is it the most Halloween? Probably out of my top 10. It is the least Halloween fragrance. But I'm going more on the packaging, the label, and it's probably one of my favorite pumpkin fragrances of all. It's a little bit of a cheat, but it was too good not to include. That is so. It was either this one or pumpkin carving. I knew I wanted one candle to include that wasn't a true Halloween fragrance. Pumpkin bonfire is good, don't get me wrong, but I wanted something different than that. And I went with Pumpkinhead. It's just good. It's just decadent, gourmand. And now, after this one, we're going to get into the real Halloween. But that's my number 10. I had 3 options. It was either going to be this one, pumpkin carving, or pumpkin bonfire. And I know all of you would have gone with pumpkin bonfire. But I don't really like... I like pumpkin bonfire. But I want a Pumpkinhead. Number 9 is the second best candy corn ever made, and that's Old Virginia Candle Company, and that is the trio of vanilla sugar, autumn sweets, and candy corn. I remember burning this about 25 years ago, and what I love is the fragrance. It's on a par with Yankee, but this packaging, I mean, come on. This alone gets it on my list. Soy Wax. This is the company that would later become Woodwick. It's 3 different fragrances, but I feel the top smells like candy corn too. It's so good, you guys. Love this so much, but I can never burn it because unless I can replace something I only have one of, oh my God, that's so good. That is so good. Because you know candy corn will rate higher in my list, I'm not going to focus so much on this candy corn. But for this one, it's more so for the presentation. Do you remember when Bath & Body Works used to make, like We Love Fall? They did these triple layer candles. Why can't one of the major companies do this in the wax? Amazing. That's my number 9. My number 8... Yes, I'm rearranging them. Don't come at me. I don't know what's going on with Village Candle. I reached out to Stonewall Kitchen. I've reached out through the Insta. They don't get back to me. But Pumpkin Scarecrow is my favorite Halloween fragrance from them. The label is sickening. The packaging, it's awesome. I don't know if it's going to be out this year. I don't even think Village Candle knows. It's this pumpkin that's spiceless. Now, it doesn't smell It almost smells a little reconstituted, or it might be baked. It's not the same fleshy pumpkin that's in other fragrances, like porchside pumpkin. But there's a pumpkin in here that doesn't have any spice. And then there's this kind of denim chambray smell, and it literally smells like a scarecrow. I personally, the notes say pumpkin amber and warm wool. I personally would add a little patchouli in here, or a little bit of a burning ember, because his head almost looks like, he almost looks like the Headless Horseman, like it's on fire. Again, I don't make them, but as it stands, this is really Halloween. It's like nothing you've ever smelt in your entire life, but it smells like a scarecrow. This is amazing. They could have thrown a little hay in here. That would have been cool too, but as it stands, it's my number 8. I'm getting a drink. Number 7, Sleepy Hollow from Witch City Wicks. Again, don't get me wrong. Where is it? Right here. That's that candy apple thing from the $40 candle. That green apple nonsense. Yankee Candle has the forbidden apple. To me, this is the best. This is a Granny Smith apple with a little bit of a smoky undertone. Now you'd think for Sleepy Hollow it would be pumpkin because of the Headless Horseman, but they opted for apple. I think pumpkin would have been better. But as it stands, that smoky apple, that burning ember, it doesn't smell like an ashtray or smoke, but like that kind of charred smell. Oh, this is so good. But as you can see, I typically need a little something to go with my Halloween, like Haunted Hayride from Yankee. I can't. Nope. That smells like rotten flowers, and it's just, I can't do it. Cannot do it. My number 6, Jack-o'-lantern. I was so happy to discover this fragrance just the other day. I reviewed it. If you haven't seen my review, I'll put the link at the end of this video. This reminds me, I'm a little boy. I've already told the story. I can't come up with another story, but jack-o'-lanterns were a part of my childhood. I don't even know if that's done anymore. But I remember being a little boy and getting so excited for Halloween. And I always hated Halloween because my town, now they don't trick or treat on weekdays. They do the trick or trunk where everybody goes to a parking lot. It's like, come on, be a kid, for crying out loud. But I always enjoyed when Halloween fell on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, because Sunday not so much, but Fridays and Saturdays, which was probably maybe a couple times in my childhood, I could pretty much stay out as late as I wanted. And I just remember how excited I would get. And we were pretty much all on foot. And sometimes, when you get to be a certain age, you have the pillowcase for the candy. And I just remember going everywhere. It was really good times. I never felt unsafe. There was never in my town, excuse me, any violence or any kind of weird things going on. It was wholesome and it was fun. And that's the beauty of living in a smaller community. I never worried about my safety. Now, Mom would go check all the candy, to make sure it was safe. And if there was any kind of holes or tears, it had to go in the trash. But yeah, I've always been a big kid at heart. And, even when I was trick-or-treating, I stopped in my 20s, maybe a little earlier, but I'd have the little glow stick neck. And, I don't think there should be a cutoff for trick-or-treating. And if an older person comes to your door, don't give them candy. But I loved trick-or-treating. And this reminds me of making that jack-o'-lantern that I used to make with Mom. Scooping out the flesh, putting the real candle in. You know, this was before fake tea lights and things existed. Mom would just put the little candle in. From Ames department store, a little white votive about yay big, or sometimes even that little tea light. And it was just so cool. But yeah, that's what this reminds me of. Jack-o'-lantern is my number 6. That's really awesome. My number 5, and this is where we get into serious Halloween. Like, I ain't playing. Like, each one of these evokes that Halloween. Just it's the epitome. It's ingrained. Like, when I smell these, it's Halloween. Fright Night from Witch City Wicks is my number 5, and I think it's Holy Ground is pretty good, but this one is definitely elevated. Because I believe the Holy Ground candle in here, which is just dirt. I'm just keeping it real. But this one has corn husks. Like when you pull the corn down, that immediate smell. Plus there's hay in here. So this smells kind of like a corn maze. It is the coolest, most interesting fragrance I think I've ever smelled for Halloween. This is ridiculously good. That is so amazing. So amazing. You know, I never did a corn maze. Up here, when I was a kid, it was a little too cold to have a corn crop consistently. Now it's 90 degrees all the time. But when I was a kid, there weren't a lot of fresh corn farms. And I'm going to be honest with you, not in the town I grew up in. And having parents that were hicks, like my parents, when they used to drive like to the next town, that was an adventure for them. Like, I don't believe my father ever got on a plane. My parents never moved out of the town they were born in. You know, that kind of generation. Like, my mother has traveled subsequently since, but my grandparents, no, they just lived in the same town they were raised in. My grandmother would go back home to France, but on the other side, no. Going around a coffee pot was as much traveling as they did. But anyways, I digress. But no, I've never been in a corn maze, and I've never been on a haunted hayride. No, that's not true. I have one time. It was very bumpy. I just remember it being like, you know, when something's like played up and you want to do it and you think it's exciting, and then when you're on it, you're like, yeah, I don't need this. No, this isn't for me. So anyways, focus. My number 4. Shit. All right, I'm going to move. Just calm down. All right. Now my number 4. I don't know what to do. No, I got to move it back. My number 4 is probably the most Halloween fragrance on this chart. Now, Halloween fragrance is about perception. But for you watching, I know this is going to be the one you equate to being the most spooky, macabre fragrance, and that's Kringle Candle Sleepy Hollow. This is definitely the best Halloween fragrance currently being manufactured as far as spooky, macabre, that incense smoke, that burning ember quality, that toasted clove with a little bit of pumpkin. It smells literally like this guy's coming through your neighborhood and it's the 1800s and he's holding his head and you better book it and hide in the basement. Which is, what's it called? Witch's Cauldron from Kringle Candle. This is basically the sister candle, not even cousin. To me, this is Witch's Cauldron with pumpkin. The incense is slightly reduced. This is so spooky. I can envision it like it's Salem and it's the 1820s or something. And, you know, I'm in period garb and there are fireplaces everywhere because it was cold back then and that was the primary method of heat, or they might have even have had a coal fireplace. But wood is going to give you a much better smell than burning coal. But coal burns much hotter. So they would have used probably a lot of coal up here in New England because it was cold. But I'm in traditional garb. It's pitch black. I have the little lantern that you see in the movies, and I'm walking through this, not so much the city streets of the outskirts, and I'm hearing rustling in the distance, and I'm seeing things, and I'm hearing. Have you ever been like in the dark, in the woods? It's happened to me a couple times. Like one time my car just broke down. This was before cell phones. I was in my 20s. There wasn't a street light to be had. No cell phone. You know what light I had? None. That was pretty scary. And everything you hear, you're like, I'm going to get murdered. And finally, someone came to my aid. And this was when, 30 years ago, you knew they weren't going to kill you. At least you hoped. Now, if I was in the dark and somebody approached me, I'm like, oh, well, I'm a goner. It was good life. But, I don't know. There's something about the darkness and what you can't see that your mind just plays tricks on you. And you're like, is that an apparition? Oh no, that's a tree stump. You know what I mean? But this fragrance is definitely the most Halloween on the list. Absolutely. Not something I'd want to burn every day. Not something I'd want to burn for 20 hours at a time. But this is the epitome of Halloween. All right, my number 3, I had to swap Witch's Brew out. And this label is from 2006. So this is right as the black bands were changing. Oh my God. Can I tell you how Yankee Candle's patchouli is the only patchouli that exists for me. I absolutely love it. I got to tell you, it does not smell like this now. It smells close, but if you were to compare, and I think it's probably the oil and the paraffin wax, but that's intoxicating. Oh my God. Every October I used to burn Witch's Brew as much as the candy corn fragrance, just as much. But I found that I enjoyed the other one a little bit more. To this day, I cannot describe to you patchouli. Some people say it's earthy. What does that mean? Some people say it smells slightly like a resin, or some people have said it smells mossy. I can't describe it to you. I just know that Witch's Brew, which is Yankee Candle's patchouli, is the only patchouli I live by, and it is one of the most amazing smelling things. And this smells so good, and the wax is still creamy and amazing, and I bet it would outperform anything they make today. Oh, that's my number 3. Every Halloween, I moved out when I was 18. Didn't really get stability till probably in my late 20s. Yeah, it was a mess. I was finding myself, you guys. It was rough. But once I had my own place, every Halloween, I would burn a Witch's Brew. Drive to Freeport. The store does not exist. It was one of the first 10 Yankees to ever open. But that's my number 3. All right, my number 2 or my number 1? Oh boy. Number 2 is candy corn. I know you're all shooketh, right? Alas, let me explain. So my number 2 is Trick or Treat, Yankee. A little backstory on candy corn. Oh God. The original name for candy corn was, I believe, Halloween Treats. I had a pair of votives. The original one, before the black band, was only available in pillars, floaty candles, wax melts, and tapers. And I think it was called Holiday Sweets or Holiday Treats. And it was the candy corn fragrance. Then it became Trick or Treat. And then through different iterations, then it became candy corn. And now it's back to Trick or Treat. To me, the smell of candy corn brings me so much joy. There's just something about, I wish Google had candy corn emojis. There's something about seeing that yellow. Hold on. The colors are, it goes, doesn't it go white, orange, yellow? There's just something about just seeing the color that makes me smile, that makes me happy. Now, when I was a kid, I would eat them. I would eat them by the handful. They actually, the consistency of them is different now. The flavor's a little different. But to me, candy corn is Americana. If you've ever read the story of how candy corn came to be, it's quite fascinating. I'm not going to bore you with the story, but Google how candy corn originated. And why the yellow is on top is because if you put the candy corn inward, the outside would all be yellow and it would look like corn. To me, even though it's said to be one of the most hated candies in America, I'm glad to see it every year. When it comes out in August, I'm like, I know fall's around the corner. And the Indian corn, which is now, I believe, called harvest corn, has the chocolate. So that's I believe that's white, orange, cocoa-y brown. I'm not quite sure about the color. I never liked Tootsie Rolls. I never liked chocolate. I didn't like that one, so I didn't eat it. But to me, when I see candy corn, when I smell candy corn, it immediately puts a smile on my face. And that's why it's my number 2. But I have to say, it's not my number. It's close. I'm going to co-tie them. Don't judge me. There's no number 2 here. It's tied for 1, and then Witch's Brew is 3rd place. That makes me happier. There, I had a little bit of anxiety, so we're good now. My number 1 Halloween fragrance. A fragrance, and I don't know why, I immediately go to Halloween even more than candy corn, is black licorice. Which is funny because when you think of black licorice, typically, I can't think of a black licorice candy I ever got on Halloween. Never. I remember getting jelly beans for Easter that were black licorice, but I never remember eating one thing that was black licorice on Halloween. But when I smell that star anise with sugar and that candy, because remember, star anise is the spice, black licorice is the actual, with the vanilla added and the sweetness. To me, that is Halloween. I fell in love with this. This is 2004. I fell in love with this about 2004. And then McCall's Candles used to have a trick or treat that was actually black licorice, not candy corn. They reformulated it around 2016, but that's the one I used to burn because Yankee stopped making this until about 2010, 11, 12, and then they came out with the Happy Halloween candle, which is a little different than this one. But it was 1 wick, and I found the McCall's Candle burned a lot better because it was a double wick, and it was such a good black licorice. Do you know where I think I equate this to? Going to Salem. You smell a lot of star anise and black licorice at Salem, and I've been going to Salem since I was 18. I'm 51. And for me, if I'm going to burn 1 candle Halloween night out of all of these, it's going to be black licorice. And you know what goes amazing with this fragrance? Sickening. You can do a trio. You can either do this one with Witch's Brew. It's not bad. Black licorice with Yankee Candle cinnamon stick. Sickening. Like it should be its own fragrance. That warm kind of bakery cinnamon, that cinnamon stick with that clove. That's how I usually burn it, is with cinnamon stick on Halloween night. Black licorice is my number 1. It's amazing. I don't like it mixed with other things. I thought Goose Creek's black licorice cupcake was trash. Kringle had a Halloween fragrance 2 years ago that had star anise. It was garbage. The Mystical Tarot card this year is crap. But just this pure sweet. And those candles to me have more of a star anise smell than this black licorice. I think people get them confused. They're not synonymous. Black star anise is not going to be sweet. The black licorice is the candy, and I love this so much. Ah, it's so good, you guys. So good. And again, I love burning it with Yankee cinnamon stick. It's just a match made in heaven. That's my number one. To me, this is my Halloween fragrance. On Halloween night, typically now, I hate watching horror. I'm going to do my... I don't have DVDs anymore. I don't think. I may do my favorite Halloween movies, so I won't get into that too much. I was just going to touch upon what I would do on Halloween night, but I won't tell you what I'll watch. But typically, I've never really lived in a place where I can give candy. I've either lived on a dead-end street, or like here, it's just the way it's set up. It's a locked entry, and it's a little too complicated. But my mom, I used to go over for years and we'd give candy, and it was so much fun. But then she decided everybody was a killer and out to get her, and justifiably, that was probably not wrong. The world's nuts. But I love giving out candy for Halloween. So typically that's what we would do. Normally, I get in my comfies, and I can't watch a really scary movie because I will not sleep. I get terrified. When it comes to that stuff, not because the movies make me afraid, but because I've had a lot of paranormal experiences in my life. And I believe that stuff exists in real life. And I don't even want to give a name to it or bring it. I don't want to even bring that vibe up in my Kool-Aid. So I'll probably, I don't want to give away to my movies because that's going to ruin it. But I watch lighter fare, like Peanut, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. But anyways, I love giving out candy. I love seeing the children. I love seeing people happy. I love seeing the laughter. Halloween is special. So my number one is black licorice. This is a $60, $70 candle. If you can get it, I recommend it. If you can't, I get it. It's very hard to come by too. There might be 2 or 3 on eBay. But that's my number one. That is my number one. My Kotai. Candy corn's good too, but I'll tell you what, there's just something about that black licorice. So that's my list. Hopefully you don't think it sucks too much. There's nothing I would have changed or added. I might have put Holy Ground in here instead of Pumpkinhead, but at this point I don't have it. So I put the Pumpkinhead, but like I said, I could have stuck with the top 5, but I wanted to show you different fragrances that I love and why. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being the best part of my day. I'm going to darken this video a little bit so all the ambiance pops. That is intentional. I'm shooting this, as you can see, I've got a shadow. So I want it to be dark and look cool so you can watch this maybe Halloween night. But I'm going to do a Halloween Q&A, so I don't want to focus too much on telling you stories. Because, Christ, this is almost like a streaming show. We're almost at a half hour. So these are my top 10. I'm sticking with it. And again, Witch City Wicks, she may be a bitch, but if you can order from them, go for it. Allegedly. I mean, what do I know? I probably interpreted it wrong, that she banned me from the company and basically told me that I was Jack the Ripper. But I mean, any of the three you will love. I'm not telling you not to order from them. If I didn't order, well, we won't even go there. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a blast recording it. But I will do my favorite Halloween movies, and I will do a Halloween Q&A. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being the best part of my day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and be good at being bad. I know my buddy Kent's probably cringing because he's like, these are all pussy fragrances. I know he likes all of that, like Haunted Hayride, Twilight Graveyard crap from Goose Creek. I'm not that guy. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Take care. And we're almost at September. This next 4 months is going to fly by, but I love you. And again, black licorice for the win. Have Happy Halloween. I love you. Bye.